All right, hello YouTube. Will be episode 4 of our race and commentary. Hope everyone's doing well today, and this is actually the second video I've shot today, so I'm hoping to find some races. Let's go ahead, and here we are in the MD lobby, and it looks like, well, there's nothing going on in any of the race servers here. And there's a couple servers that are active, but they are on, it looks like, CTF. So like I had said before, we'll go into Chrome and we'll search into Game Tracker. And we will go to servers. We will go to games, Halo. Okay, and here we are. We're going to go again, type in RAC. We can see and view all of the race servers. And so here it is. Looks like we have some activity. We've got the server we played on in the last video, Save the Forest. That's a classic racing server in custom edition. And it looks like the classic rock servers. I don't know if I'd mentioned this before, but classic rocks or rocks, I believe, is it's mixed game types. So it stands for Race, Oddball, CTF, King of the Hill, and Slayer. And they rotate, so it's mixed. So it could be Snipers, Slayer, it could be Race, it could be King of the Hill, Free for All, King of the Hill, Assault, Team Oddball, Juggernaut. It's a whole mix of game types. So we won't be playing in those because the main sort of point of these videos is to focus on racing. But it looks like there are 2 active servers. Again, Save the Forest is active, and then this Save the Ocean here is active, race number 4. And so let's go ahead and hop into the lobby. So like I said, I'm going to jump into any Mac demo server. And then I will leave the game so that I can view the lobby for custom edition.
Capture the flag.
Okay. All right, so here we are. We're going to look in the, let's put the filters on open here. So here are all the active servers. And I think I had mentioned before that the Real World clan, here they are, here's their servers with the R logo. Now they don't appear in the game tracker. I mean, they are on game tracker, but they don't appear under race when you search, even though some of them are racing. Like here's some race servers. None of them are active, but unfortunately for Mac custom edition users and players, they are unable to join these servers, any of the real world servers, because they are using an updated server application, or they've upgraded their servers to some level that we can't join. So I'll show you what happens if I try and join a real world server. Let's see. Connection rejected. Your client is older than the server. So those servers unfortunately don't work for any Mac custom edition player. Obviously, if you were on a PC, then you could play in them. So here are all the servers on custom edition again. I think I'd showed this before, but I'll just show it again. So there's a bunch. So we will go to a racing server. Now, like I said, Rocks is, so it's like King of the Hill, Slayer, CTF, Race, all of that. Even though it says race, it's a mixed server, but and there's one in the HLN has one in their CE server, CE lobby, and then one in their PC lobby. So we'll put the filters on race. Okay, and it looks like there are 2 active servers going, so we're going to do the same um, format where I will join and we will play out whatever game is in progress and we will return to the commentary once the next map starts. And of course, it had occurred to me that it may be such that we'll start repeating maps or a map may load that we've already reviewed. And hopefully it will be in a different format, like it could be all nav racing. I think we had already reviewed Blood Gulch regular race, but if it becomes Blood Gulch all nav, then that will be technically a different race, and so we can review that one. If it is in a race that we've already reviewed, uh, we may jump out of the server and see if we can find another track to review that we hadn't before. But let's join. There's space. Oh, and it's going to start a new game, so we're going to go ahead and start our review right now. All right, everybody. This is Danger Canyon for Custom Edition. Now, like Infinity, this is a classic stock racing map, or stock map. And looks like we are playing in the all nav or any order game variant. So you can start your race at the first nav. So we'll start with that nav right there. And if you're playing some good strategy for this map on this game type, is when you spawn, immediately get the closest nav point to you. And that's because if someone were to kill you, and you could very well spawn at the opposite base. And so if you get that first nav when you spawn and then spawn at the opposite base, it'll increase your lap time because now you've already got the first nav, and so you can just get the second nav at the opposite end of the base and just drive back to the first nav and getting all the navs, and then that'll complete your lap. And we'll see if that happens during gameplay here. I can explain a little bit more about that. But right now, we're going to collect the nav points as quickly as possible, and we're hoping maybe someone will taxi in. But for now, we're just going to keep driving. And taxi, I'll briefly explain that because you might have seen that announcement from the server or other players just randomly jumping in your gunner seat or passenger seat. And what taxi is it's a script. It's a Lewis script, so it's a script, a function that HLN has loaded onto their servers. And basically what it does is once the server is running taxi, any player that's in the server can type taxi and it'll place them into a vehicle that their teammate's driving. If none of their teammates are in Warthogs driving with space available in their Warthog and you type taxi, then it will say taxi is unavailable. But chances are there will be an open seat available in a Warthog. So when you type taxi, you can just jump right into their Warthog, which is really helpful. If you're not very good at driving or don't want to drive, or if you're under fire and you need an escape, you can try typing taxi. Also, if you're getting shot and maybe your hog flips up in the air or falls off a cliff and you're going to die, typing taxi. Well, first you need to exit the vehicle, type taxi, and it can sometimes save you from a long death or a fall. So here we are. Looks like it's a pretty busy server here. And once again, it's 15 laps. So the objective being to get the first team to 15 laps as soon as possible. One thing about Danger Canyon that I think a lot of players probably like is that you are getting a lot of action, and so because of the design of the map, you have to go back and forth It really increases your um, the odds of you seeing an enemy or interacting with an enemy, encountering enemy fire, and so for that reason, it makes this race a lot more exciting, and you really have to sort of be on your toes, and it increases the odds of you dying. So, like I said, you may find yourself spawning at either red or blue base, and depending on where you first got that nav point, um, you want to sort of make sure you're getting all the navs, and when you do spawn at the opposite base, to get the nav and then hurry back to the other side so you can complete a lap. One other thing with any order race like this with all navs is that the first nav you get, once you get it, that'll always be where you get your lap. And so if some people, if you wanted to, don't know why you would, but if you wanted to, when you first start the game, get in a Warthog and drive to a nav that's like in the middle of the map, well, then that would be where you would start your race. And so here, I don't see any Warthogs, so I'm going to type taxi. And you'll see it says no taxi available. Please try again. So that means none of my teammates are in vehicles that have space for me to jump in. So I'll try typing it again. Nope. And so most rules allow, and I believe allow for Slayer at this point if there's no vehicles. So you're, well, not Slayer, but you're allowed to hogjack. So I'm going to try and hogjack. So if there are no available vehicles and taxis, there's not any space in taxi, or if taxi is not working to put you in a hog, then you are allowed to start to take down another vehicle that has enemies. Even though it might look like Slayer, it's technically considered a hog jack, and so you are allowed to do that. So long as soon as you kill the enemies, you take their vehicle and continue to drive along the track towards your nav point. And so all these navs, you'll see these are the same nav points in the same places as normal race. So they're all available for you to collect right away instead of you going one at a time to each nav. And so some some players might have a preference as to whether they're playing all nav or normal style race. I don't really have a preference. I like them all. I enjoy all style racing. Um, but I think for this map, I do enjoy the all nav feature because it makes the lap a little bit shorter. Normally, I believe a Danger Canyon, an average lap time with all navs like we're playing here could be about anywhere from 50 to 60 seconds. Could be even shorter if you were to say, spawn, get your first nav, and then get killed, and then go to the other end of the base, and then get your second nav, and then just drive back to the first base. And if the odds worked in your favor in that sense, then you could maybe get even a quicker lap, like a 40-second lap. And then of course you can't. You have to try and not die. um, but roughly, I think average this lap time is probably going to be anywhere from 40 to 45 to 60 seconds versus I'm going to type taxi here. Hopefully I can spawn back to the other base. No. Versus the normal version of this map, Danger Canyon, on normal race, which is just regular, one nav at a time. That lap time is usually 70 seconds to 75 seconds, sometimes a lot longer. And so I do enjoy, I think, any order race on Danger Canyon here, simply because it's just a little bit of a faster lap. But like I said, it's cool that the navs direct you to hit this jump. And oh, here's some strategy. I will often go on this when I'm going this direction, especially with the chain hog with no gunner. Go on that left side of the tree there. You can sort of evade an enemy hog in that sense. So here we go. And so now I just got a lap, and let's see where I spawn. So if I had spawned at the opposite base, then I could just loop back and come back for a quick lap. But that's okay. Here I am, so now I'm going to drive to the other side, and hey, we won. Great. That was a very competitive game. We came in third place, 15 to 14. All right, everyone, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next episode.